really
Evening.
bad small talk at the beginning.
Hooray!
Okay, new idea. Every time Wolf is late, Stella takes 1d6 damage per 10 minutes that he's late.
Yeah.
It's like fall
Oh, wait.
damage.
Dude, you're telling me I can get a new character?
No. Stella dies,
love
you're just
Stella.
out of the game.
How dare you?
You're just
You
not
love
allowed to
Stella.
play anymore.
Why? So you're saying you can get me out of
We're
this?
haunted by the ghost of Stella.
The ghost of Stella.
In other words, you're just ectoplasm.
I mean, they kind of already... I mean, they're not far
Yeah,
from
that's-
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Joke, man.
Just mildly less physically coherent slime.
What about Strix?
I posted it in general.
What?
Eee.
We have Halavat Gerg Harat and
You
Alex.
posted that in the wrong general.
What did I post it in?
Gritty.
Is it the general I'm
You
not
have-
in?
How
Oops.
do you have access to crit? That's creepy.
The gritty.
Everyone's gonna be like, what's this fucking gnome for?
It
Here you go.
made something.
This is the mushroom gnome. I wanted to play a little cute little gnome with mushrooms, and this is what AI gave
Yeah,
me.
no thanks to you, Wheels Chair.
I
Freaking
love
Kind
that.
of cute.
taking him to a movie that gets out 5 minutes before we're supposed to start D&D, and you won't answer any of my messages.
Look, mate, my phone was on airplane mode.
Your head was on airplane mode.
Oh,
I messaged you an hour after the movie. Not quite.
What do
It's
you
like
mean?
half
You're
an
a
hour.
sick young
It's
man.
still
half
not
an
an hour
hour.
after the movie, man.
Half an hour.
Well,
We
I
should've
forgot to turn
killed
it
you.
off. I
I
got
know.
home, I was talking to people, and then I was like, wait a minute, I should turn airplane mode off. And
Yeah.
then
Should've killed
messages, and
you.
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes, and then I got on.
That is so rude. Okay, anyway, Wolf has disadvantage on the roll to give the intro.
Okay,
This was voted on.
okay. I guess y'all must like hearing me talk.
I mean, maybe.
Take it back,
I don't know.
take it back, take it back.
Okay, everyone roll. Wolf, you technically do have advantage since you did it last week.
And I'm rolling 2 dice,
16.
whichever number you want to take, you take. That's how I'm, that's fine.
I was saying you should just have one normal roll because you had advantage and then you were late, so you got disadvantage.
That is how
I
this
got a
game
9.
works. That is, yes.
Right?
So
I got it.
far, I'm safe.
Alright, boys. Which game am I playing? Guildhall?
Yes.
So many of them.
Wolf said, "Where am I?"
Oh yeah,
What's
there's
happening?
only Arc is in the roll 20.
I'm working on it. I'm
I'm in
just
a roll
signing
20.
into D&D Beyond.
Oh, it just showed up.
I'm in.
I had like a
Oh.
What is
completely
this?
I don't
incorrect
think you
version
are.
pulled up.
Elf.
You know, I'm fairly certain I put it here, but I have no idea what this symbol is over the stupid tower.
No idea. Oh, now it says you're in.
Okay, boys.
Birch,
on.
would you roll?
There we go. First roll.
5.
Ha! I'm
Wait,
safe.
why did you roll a
I'm
Second
D1?
roll. What?
Why did you roll a D1? Do you want to do it?
Don't know. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be bad. I was just joking, though.
Okay, roll your D20s then.
13.
An 11 and a 9. Okay, I'm doing it because I rolled an at 1. It is unfortunate.
Wait. The
Jesus.
DM rolls?
Yeah.
When is that?
Yeah.
a thing?
I've rolled since we implemented this rule.
Wolf
Ah.
hasn't been paying attention.
Wolf never pays
No.
attention, apparently.
I think Wolf should roll again with disadvantage.
I pay attention, but I put most of it in like deep storage. Like you know, how computers compress files. My brain does that, but it's really crappy. Well, actually, no. Like the storage is on par, but like the decrypting of the encrypted whatever is really crappy and slow.
I didn't even know you had storage in there, bud.
Okay, anyway, I'm gonna roll the intro, and then I'm gonna do the recap, and
Have
we're gonna
access
get
to it.
started.
lost it.
So, if I'm not mistaken, last we left off, you all went to the Whirlpool Wizarding Academy with Lionel to check up on your friend Yuritora. Upon seeing that she was safe, although, you know, your, like, locating spells and messaging spells didn't seem to be working fully right, she seemed to be safe. So
Clearly
you
not-
left.
Clearly not Yuritora, because the spells didn't work. No other explanation whatsoever.
You left the Whirlpool Wizarding Academy after a short tour, made your way back to Capital City, and then once you got back, I believe there was some light roleplay moments before you took a job helping Linda down the street from the guild. She could not remember how to get into her mirror dimension, where there was a closet, paintings of her late husband, as well as one large oil painting of the Dawnbringer. She gave tea to anyone who wanted it.
You
And-
just said she gave teat to anyone who wanted
Nope, that is not what I said.
Can I,
Hey, it's Dr.
can I
Fat
recap
Bear.
Can I recap the Hero Forge folly that you
The Hero Forge
Yes.
folly?
my
MILF?
comments to your Hero Forge model?
Oh, do you want to tell stream what you said about the Hero Forge model?
Oh yes. So essentially, after we complete helping Linda, he like sends a message in like either the Discord or the Snapchat or something of a Hero Forge of the Linda model that he made. Now keep in mind this is supposed to be like a frail older woman with like short white hair, wearing like a bathrobe and slippers, you know, classic like old lady stuff. But what he posts is a thin, almost fit-looking elven woman with striking eyes and short, spiky hair, wearing only a robe. And I was like, okay.
I mean,
you didn't
yeah.
tell me Linda was a baddie.
Okay, first of all, they don't let you customize wrinkles in Hero Forge. That is literally my only defense. But she is a sweet old lady. I don't know if you can really see it in the picture on Roll20, but she does like have a cane, and she uses it to walk around. She's very not fast. But upon sending you on your way, she did give Tara a small teacup from her closet of collections before she promptly invites you all back for tea anytime you want. Yeah. So going from there, did y'all want to go back to the guild hall, or did you want to like start taking the week of a long rest in this world? Or what did y'all want to do?
So we didn't take a long rest last week then.
No.
Okay.
If
I'll
you
let
did-
the magic users decide if they need spells.
I assumed that y'all were going to take a long rest this session, but I remember some people saying that they kind of wanted to roleplay some stuff over the long rest.
I know I just specifically said I wanted to like go make better friends with Linda, and that's about it, honestly.
Okay. So, if there's nothing specific that you would like to do, we can go into different conversations that you might have with Linda, but I will say, on about the third day in the guild hall, Dia and Marilli get y'all's attention, and anyone who would like to engage in conversation, they kind of get you to come over to the desk, and they go, so good news, and they kind of reach below the desk, and they pull out, like, an old, like, iron key, and they go, it's ready. You can go claim your house.
Nice.
It's yours. We did have to put it under each of your names, so you kind of each own technically 25% of it, but we figured y'all can deal with that. So yeah,
Fair.
yeah, it's ready.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, we'd like to go. Do we want to check it out, or do we want to just go ahead and get a job?
I'm tempted to go check it out.
Explore.
I will say this is like halfway through the week, so you do have plenty of time to go explore the house and, you know, have tea time with Linda. Anything you really want to do.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think we should definitely take that time to go ahead and check it out if we just got the key and all.
Okay. So I'm just going to move you back to the oops, if I can remember how to do it.
Back to the- oh no.
oops.
Back to the oops. Back to this page. I was gonna try to like make a map of the inside of it, but I don't have that ready yet. But you are all free to customize it. However you see fit. Claim any rooms that you want. That's up to y'all.
Sorry, you said you don't have a room of the inside, or you?
No,
do?
I don't yet have a map of the inside. I'm working on it, but I couldn't get one done in time, unfortunately. But if there's any like loose ideas of any like areas you want to claim, also the windmill is included with the property. There are no bees here anymore. They've kind of taken out the bees and some of the equipment for that as a part of getting it cleaned up for you. But it still has some of the furniture. Like it still has probably 2 beds in it, as well as some like storage chests, wardrobe, stuff like that. But it's relatively barren. But y'all can take whatever time you want to decorate and move stuff around. Renovations are also possible if you want to fork up the money for it, but I know at least one of you has the money for it.
Right.
I am gonna say Greg and likely Tavala are gonna want upstairs rooms because they're both tree-dwelling creatures from tree-dwelling
exactly.
communities.
I will say the top of the windmill actually has a great view of kind of the treetop canopies in the area. I was thinking, y'all, if you're interested, that might be kind of the closest to a treetop that you're gonna get in the house, as the upstairs room has 2 windows, which are here and here, and it's kind of a more closed-in
There's no
space.
windows on the back of the house.
There might be one.
I
Now
would
we
like
have
to.
dis-
I would like to go into this forest and gather large sticks and such, and I would like to build.
It isn't quite home without a few good sticks.
I would like to
Greg's
build
gonna nod.
a wooden fence with a little wooden canopy gate, like woven gate, right here,
Interesting. Okay.
so that I can start a garden.
Now Greg and Tavala have to decide if they're gonna be roommates or fight to the death over who gets the tallest part of the windmill.
Pretend for a second you don't want to live in the well. Go
I
ahead.
don't. I'm
Why?
tree dwelling. That's what
It's
the grung
wet
are.
down there.
Greg goes up.
Hey.
I take
well,
the
well,
forever.
well, what do we have
Take
here?
forever, wet pot. Go up. Get both.
All right, I'd be fine with that. I mean, I'm fine with rooming with you.
Nice.
Yeah, so we can definitely take that
We
windmill,
just
especially.
take the entire windmill.
Well, I'm assuming that there's going to be a nice little, like, up top area that has like a big like casing window type thing that I can fly out of at a moment's
Yeah.
notice. So
Yeah.
Also, question
Yeah.
for the DM. You said second story, but wouldn't that be the third story with the 2 windows?
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought I said the upper story. That is the
Like a
third
basement.
one. Yeah, there's the stone type walled floor, which is mostly, or it was used for storage. Then the middle floor housed, you know, their bedrooms, and and like the
Living
kitchen
space.
and dining room, and then the top one looks like it used to be like a bedroom for their children, as well as some storage.
I see.
But
Would like
Tara
to
starts
take-
on her garden.
I would like to take a back corner, like this back corner of the basement, and I'm gonna take like if this is the back, in this corner, I'm just gonna scope out like a bedroom size and just start hanging like sheets and curtains and stuff to create 2 walls to create a bedroom.
Okay, you make a
I guess
temporary
I get
bedroom in
everything
that
else
corner.
then.
Yeah, Stella gets an entire house. Tara gets one room in the basement,
You
And then
can't get
Greg
the
and
entire house. We have to have
Tavala.
a common area.
and then Greg and Tavala get the
We all
windmill.
come together for
I
the
mean,
kitchen.
they live in the windmill.
We
The
make
common
a
area can be
weapons
outside.
room out of one
No.
of
We
the
can make
bedrooms.
we can make like a gazebo. Clearly.
No, Stella,
We need a kitchen, a common room, and an equipment
Stella,
room.
Stella,
kidding.
you get
Kidding.
the upstairs 3rd
Kidding.
bedroom. I get the basement. They get the windmill, and the entire 2nd floor is like the kitchen,
Common room?
common area, tavern.
I like how
Tavern.
you decided to make your own little room instead of just assuming that there's probably a room inside that just has a door.
Yeah, well, based
That
on
you
his
can
Yeah.
description, there's at least 3 rooms inside that are bedrooms.
I
There
want-
are
That's why I was
walls
saying we
up.
should make one of them an
You can
equipment
also
where we
tear
can
down
store
walls and
weapons.
put up new walls if you want.
I wanted.
Oh,
I
you
wanted
gotta
the
have
coldness.
some permits there, though.
Gotta
I like-
store and maintenance the weapons.
The coldness of the stone was really nice, so I wanted to stay on the stone and I wanted it to be breezy. That's why I just
Okay.
put up walls of
So
like.
there is the staircase that's kind of central to the lower floor, but you can kind of claim behind the staircase and stuff like that.
By chance, do you have an interior map? If not, that's
I
fine.
don't yet. I'm gonna have one, and I was like working on one, but I wasn't happy with any of the art like at all.
That's perfectly
So I'm
fine, mate.
working
Just
on it.
Curious.
Right.
Just curious, mate.
All is
Yeah.
well, friend.
Yeah. We don't need one. Theater of the mind is just as good.
I definitely do want to cast Detect Magic just on at least the windmill.
Okay. There seems to be
Fuck the rest of
no
you guys.
magical nature to the windmill itself. The only magic that you pick up on is your magic items and the magic items of your friends. Same thing goes with the house too. I would say that you have enough time to like quickly glance through.
Survey it and all. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
There's no remnants of, undead magical necromancy bees. So,
That's good.
it is your base of operations. With that being said, Tara, go ahead and give me a nature check. See how well your
You
garden
fall in
does.
the well and
20.
drown.
A 20. Your garden, it's fresh, but you've done a good job preparing it. And I'll go ahead and say, the fence is good enough to keep any smaller creatures from trampling all of your crops. It's at least discouragement.
Hear that, boys? We need a bear.
Tavala instantly
Bears need
wild
a
shapes
fat
into
bear.
a bear.
I was about to say, do you want a bear? Because I can do bear.
Because he said hey, but then I don't know if anyone said hey, and I meant to ask. But then
I
after
said
we
hey
got
to
distracted,
Fat Bear.
I forgot. Okay, I was just making sure, because
No idea if he heard me, but I definitely said hi.
well, I know I didn't hear you, and that's why I was asking.
I think it was a part of a bunch of other people talking as well, so it may have kind of gotten drowned out.
Yeah, yo, he did.
Yes.
Let's go.
So
Nice.
over the
Heard up,
long
PNG question
rest, who would go to Linda's house and have tea, or now that you have a house, you can invite her over for tea?
A far
see Linda.
off place for us to be like, Linda, come see us.
I mean,
You can
yeah,
make
but
a visit every now and then.
I will go ahead and tell you, if you ask, she will come out at least once. You know, she's excited that y'all have a new house. So she will come visit once if you would like, but other than that, y'all would have to go see her.
I think at that
I
point I would
might
even
do
like
that.
escort her over, and then like bring her back to make sure she got there safe.
Okay. Well, after hearing of your new house purchase and getting escorted by Tavala, you see as you go and you get her and you kind of start walking her, you see she's carrying with her this time, like, a decent-sized, like, leather pouch. And she's, like, very intent, like, holding it close to her chest, kind of walking with her cane. But whenever she comes over, conversing with you all, she's brought gifts for anyone who did not get one from your previous encounter with her.
Interesting.
I would
Greg gets a
assume
gift.
some of it is kind of based on some conversation that I would assume takes place, as I didn't think we needed to roleplay a week's worth of tea parties with an old lady.
What do you
But
mean you don't get to role play a week's worth of parties with an old like?
I mean, you can if you
That
want.
should be the whole
You're
session.
telling me we're
I-
missing out on
I have
Work
the
weeks of
lore
role-
ready.
We're
You just
missing out
have
on
to ask the
content here.
questions. But she gives Stella
I have
a mortar and pestle to help make your own dyes from different natural colors in the world. And I will add that to your character sheet. To Tavala, she
Bless you.
gives you. It's a small ring, and it's got a crescent moon on it. And like inside the crescent moon, there's like a diamond. And it's like a decent sized one. It's not like a little tiny piece that you see on like graduation rings. It's like, it's very decently sized. So I will go ahead and add that to your equipment as well. And then Greg, she pulls out a pair of hand knitted like bright pink mittens that she made for you. After your first encounter where she accidentally got poisoned.
Greg's gonna be so excited. He's just gonna be like visibly shaking and be like, "Thank you. This is very kind."
They do all have art. Granted, it is by me, so it's not super great. But
Listen,
it should
man, art
be
is
in
art.
your inventory if you want to refresh your page. And then you get to see the art if you click on it, I believe. Yeah, if you click on it, it shows the art on the right.
Linda's knitted mittens. Ah!
Wait.
That's so cute. I love it.
It's so sweet.
I if I can do a little
Aw.
RP conversation with her, I am curious to see if she was ever affiliated with the guild whatsoever. If she'd ever done quests for them or anything.
Okay, she kind of looks at you. Oh no. My son used to come through every once in a while, and I think he did some work for him. But no, it was never for me.
That means we're heading into MILF territory by ARC standards.
Oh gosh.
She quite literally is, though.
I made her have kids
See?
without thinking of the consequences.
You should have known better. Once someone claims a character's hot, you can't give them children, or you start hitting MILF territory.
I wouldn't mind hitting military.
Oh my gosh.
The joke was right there.
It kind of was.
Fair
yeah.
enough. Okay. If there's any more questions or roleplay to be had with Linda, there is, you should have like a little bit of information on her in the Roll20 like folders under Linda's mirror. You should see one that says Linda. it doesn't give you much, but you know that is the information that you have.
Oh, I'm all set.
Okay. I will say, kind of over the week, you probably end up talking about several things about Linda's life. And she would, you know, tell you of her 2 kids and her late husband. Her late husband's name was Adris, Adris. And then she has 2 children. Her first son, Silerin, was an adventurer. And then her other child, Aerith, they were kind of a more stay-at-home type person. They eventually settled down. Specifically, last time they talked with Linda, they told her that they had met someone and was planning on starting a family with her. That is what I have in my notes. So, yeah. You do learn that Silerin and Aerith have not talked to Linda in... it was... let me see... Silerin has not talked to her in about a year. That was the last time Linda saw him. And then Aerith has probably been about a similar time, probably a year, maybe a year and a half since they've seen them. And then you learn that Adris was, you know, it's been some time since Adris passed. Fatbear said, "I have something for you." What's up, Fatbear?
Silerin, where do I feel like I've heard a similar name before?
Thank you so much, Fatbear. Fatbear subscribed with Prime.
Nice.
Fatbear's the best.
Thanks, Batbear.
I didn't even
feel
think
bad
about the
for you,
fact that
Fatbear.
Silerin is similar to Filarin. I never even realized.
Did he used to be an adventurer like me until he took a god to the face?
No.
You said there was one kid who was still alive, right?
As far as Linda knows, they're both alive.
Okay. You said someone had passed, and I'm bad at following.
Adris passed. That was her husband.
Okay.
She knows that Adris passed, but it's just been a while since she talked to either of her kids.
Yeah.
With that being said, she would show like paintings of them and stuff like that.
They gonna come home to find a new stepmama shaped like a bird.
What is everyone's passive perception?
Excellent
13, I
question. 13, yeah.
Oh, nope.
12.
My passive perception is 19.
Mine's 13.
13, 12,
Got it.
19. Stella, what's yours? Are you muted?
I'm totally muted.
Brit.
Always.
I feel like I get flashbanged every time I pull up some of y'all's character sheets.
He's
A little bit.
I don't know how to turn the night mode on.
It's called Underdark mode. It's in the character sheet settings.
Okay.
You said 17 for yours? I'm sorry, have you been role-playing this whole time and I just haven't heard you?
No, I didn't. But I did make a comment about Fat Bear's emote, and they kind of just got. I was
Oh,
like, wait
it's a
minute, am I
beautiful
muted?
emote, Fat Bear.
No, I was saying that. Oh no, like he's unlocked the emotes.
Stella, you recognize Silerin.
Thought the name sounded familiar, but
You did not
So
write
I
that
was-
name. You did not know Silerin by that name.
that is fair. I don't know though. Like something about this had got me thinking, and so I was looking through my notes trying to figure out what the crap this is. Cause I'm like, dude, well, not notes, but like character backstory crap and all this stuff you give me. I'm like, dude, this sounds familiar.
Well, you do recognize Silerin by the painting, but also by the stories that Linda tells, as she tells you that he was a sailor and that he went on adventures. But the last time that she had talked to him was about a year ago.
You said Tavala recognized it?
No, Stella recognized him.
Stella, okay.
The other three of you do not recognize any of these people.
I knew it was one of the ladies.
But Linda's late husband, Adris, she kind of goes on to tell you, he was actually a sea elf who relocated to the jungle after his underwater city fell in a war-long past, basically. And they kind of fell in love while they were there. And then their kids, Silurin took more after his mother, Linda, and then Aerith took more after their father. And they got kind of the darker skin, the small fin appendages that help them swim underwater. While Silurin kind of took more to the wood elf type physique, the slightly lighter skin.
Running through my brain, trying to see if we met anyone similar to him.
Yes, Wolf, that person.
That's her kid then?
Yep, that is Silurin, though you never knew him as that name.
Waiting to hear about Stella's exes.
Not an ex, thank you very much. An old acquaintance.
I'm about to say, I'm not calling you a loose woman, I'm just implying it.
Huh. Hey.
If there's nothing...
What'd you say his name was again?
Silurin.
Silurin?
Silurin.
Silurin.
Ciliren.
Silurin.
Yeah.
I miss him.
This Silurin. Did he have a scar on his eye?
Yeah, I think he had a scar on one of his sailing adventures. I don't know. It's been a minute.
It's on a middle minute.
Did you know him?
I did.
That's wonderful. What do you know where he is? What?
Oh. He's gone on to the next life.
Oh.
You see, she kind of
Sorry.
slumps back in her chair for a minute and just kind of blankly stares off into space.
He was a good friend.
She just takes a sip of her tea.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I couldn't. I couldn't help.
It's okay, honey. I think a part of me knew that. But just kind of hoping I was wrong.
Sorry to make a sad encounter. Let's get back to more jovial things. Yes.
Tell this woman her son
She
died.
is
You're like, yeah, that sucks. Let's talk about
super.
something less.
She is not jovial for the rest of that day.
No,
on,
no.
can-
I mean,
can-
that's not what I meant. I'm just trying to say, like, lighten the mood, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Greg wants to do something
What does Greg want to
during
do?
that day. He's gonna put on one of the mittens and like come up to her and offer to hold her hand.
She graciously accepts that. She definitely has to reach down. Even when she's like sitting in the chair, her hand is not like up. It's like maybe just kind of across. But you know, and that does seem to make her feel somewhat better. But you do see after this conversation, you can tell like that's hit her hard.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Good job,
kind of like
Wolf.
in an aside, kind of away from the grieving mother, I do want to ask Stella, how did you come to know her son?
The adventuring group that I used to hang around with, he was a part of it.
Oh,
I'd
is
rather
that
not-
why you didn't have a current adventuring group? They passed?
I'd rather not get into that. But yes.
Baby, come on.
Understandable. I apologize for prying, and I'm
You're
sorry
fine.
for your losses.
You're fine.
Tuvala will remember this.
Throughout this conversation, you'll see as the facial features and other details slowly fade away.
That's a thing.
Yes.
She's slime!
When
She
she's sad,
is-
she turns blind.
Yeah, she's like a puddle half the time.
Yeah, when she gets up in the morning and has to put on her face, she means it.
Literally.
I just
I'm
imagine
gonna
her
use
like
that
going
line
up
for
to a
later
mirror
campaign.
and like taking like actual makeup products and just kind of slapping them, and every time she slaps, she just adds another facial feature. Just
It's little puffy stickers. And she's just slamming them on there.
she puts contacts in, but instead of like, you know, peeling your eye open and like sticking it in, she's just like slap, slap.
And
Since
they
she doesn't
slowly
have
sink
eyes.
Well, this is a mood.
You're welcome.
in. Dead
Yeah.
children.
It is all your fault,
outside.
DM.
Oh, I know it is.
It's not all your fault. Part of it's my fault. Cause like this is literally.
Yeah, you wrote the
It
sad
was
backstory.
sad.
I'm just making you regret it.
No, I don't regret it. It's
Wait,
just fun.
did her kids ever have kids?
Last she heard, Silerin did not. Silerin never settled down. Aerith
I
was
didn't either.
trying to start a family, though Linda has never met said family if it exists.
Last I heard, he didn't either, unless he laid up with Lady Death.
Ow.
Rude.
Ooh. Speaking of
Linda
Lady
beats
Death.
you to death.
Okay, I just have to share this real quick. I went over to my old roommate's apartment and we just made like the biggest realization ever. It's not a realization, it's a theory, but like we got a huge theory, y'all. So we're talking about Deadpool 3 and how they're like, you know, Wolverine's dead. How's Wolverine there? And then we were talking about how like they tried to like, I don't remember if it's like whatever, but they tried to like hint that Robert Downey Jr. would come back too. And we're like, they're both dead. How does that happen? But then my friend was like, well, you know, in the comics, it's canon that Deadpool like had a crush on like Lady Death or whatever.
I'm pretty
And then
sure
I
they
was like-
fucked.
And then I was like, you ready for this? Al is Lady Death. Al,
Wait,
the
what?
blind woman.
Elf?
No, Al, the blind woman in Deadpool,
No,
is
Elf.
Lady Death. Yes.
You're
They're-
elf.
They're literally just making the movie be before Wolverine died. They're just putting it before that timeline.
It is much simpler to make a prequel.
You
The
know,
Yeah.
old switcheroo.
Yo,
That would
there's
make sense.
Also, there's this fascinating thing.
But
called
also, Alice still winning.
multiverse.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Anyway.
I said it's probably just multiverse.
Literally, you can write anything away with multiverse.
I mean, yeah, you can,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. He died? Well, that's not
Pretty
the same
much.
one. It's a different one from a different world, clearly. That was almost exactly like our world, but then not. Everything's
Um,
solved.
So,
If
is
we
there
put,
any
like,
other conversation you want to have with Linda? Now that that one's out of the way.
Yeah, do you want to ruin her day again, Wolf?
I have nothing else to ruin her day with.
it's
Any
better
more
than to
upsetting
lie.
Stories of her dead
Part of
children.
me really wanted to be honest, just not tell her.
He's fine, I promise. Don't go looking. He's left you.
But say it's
Wouldn't
either
mind
that
me.
or be like, oh yeah, he said he hates you and never wants to see you again.
He fucking hates you. Don't try to find him.
She's
Also-
so old, she's not leaving Capital City to go find her son.
He left
I'd also-
Capital City to come visit our house.
Y'all are like
I'd also like to say
That's
shout out
not-
to
Not
Midas
even an
for
hour walk to
successfully
the
not
north.
laughing.
She said, yeah, he said that like she my brain went blank. The son was literally like on boats and stuff.
Yeah. No, but shout out
Mm-hmm.
to Midas for successfully not laughing, because I saw you, like, start to and then hold it in. And I'm assuming it's because you read my comment in chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
The vibes at this tea party are immaculate. I saw that and I was like, oh, no.
It's while you were professing
Don't
to
worry.
Linda that
Mhm.
her son was dead.
Mate,
I was
don't
trying
lose
so
spike
hard.
The tea is filled up with all the good stuff.
Like, y'all were having this
And a
moment,
half
everyone
cup of
looked sad, and I was like,
caffeine.
I know what I have to do. The vibes at this tea party are immaculate. I wanted to say it so bad, but I didn't want to kill the actual vibe.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, the vibe will be good again because we put all the good stuff in
Greg
the tea,
can hold
including a half
hands
a cup
now.
of caffeine.
Who's gonna touch me?
You put caffeine, drugs, and
Who wants to
alcohol
touch
in
the
Linda's
frog?
tea.
Oh,
She's
no, I
completely
definitely
unfazed.
myself.
No, not alcohol.
Oh
Right.
no, she had a partying life.
We don't want depressants in there. No depressants.
No
I came
depressants.
back and now
You put
people are
cocaine.
partying. What happened?
Cocaine.
I was deaf for like 30 seconds.
You're putting cocaine in Linda's tea.
I guess so,
She is completely unfazed.
if I must.
You know, it doesn't hit like it used to back in the day.
This shit is weak.
So,
Any
what
piece
are
of
y'all
meat?
doing from here?
What are y'all talking about? It's just tea.
I say quest day.
Quest day?
Quest.
Okay, so
Do-
finishing
do
up
any
your
of the
long
magic users
rest.
need a long rest?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you're
that's a great
already
question.
like 6/7 of the way there.
Let's
Okay.
see. Yeah, I only have 2 spell slots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
baby.
More
So,
than 2 spots.
what job you want to take?
Is it up?
Completely out of
Okay.
second levels. Ah,
Okay, Taylor break.
You can take
Investigate-
your long rest now. You can click long rest.
no. Okay.
And then you can select a job.
Oh, yo, I also realized I'm at half health. That's fun.
I want to check out the Misted Forest.
The Tunstead sounds cool
That's-
too.
It's a nice place. The Misted Forest, I mean.
I will say, Stella, I don't know if I put it in your local myth and legend.
You did.
But there is a. I'm talking specifically.
Ma'am.
The. Okay. The people that tell that story stick to the east side of the Misted Forest because of that story. Just as a note.
Gotcha.
Because I don't think I put the fact that they believe it lives in the west side. But that is kind of
Alright.
important.
West Side Cryptids. Ayo.
Ayo.
So, which cryptid do y'all want to go fight?
I mean, Misted Forest sounds really cool, but it's very low reward, especially if we're talking 200 gold altogether or per.
All of these are all together. It'll say if it's per person.
Rad. Yeah, so it's low if we manage to save them, which they're probably limping on their last leg. It's really low if they're dead. However, Taylor Break sounds like it'd be low risk, high reward.
Tavala is now the fucking Mr. O'Hare. Looks at the only quest that has possible like saving people. I say let it die. It don't cost enough.
It's not like there aren't other adventurers that could possibly take the quest and save the people.
Or
Now you know we're the only
adventurers.
sentient beings in this land. It just disappears after a while.
Incorrect, because the DM runs around in this little world the entire week that we're not here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does
what
all
if
the other
your-
things.
What if your
Mhm.
dragon girlfriend finds out that you willingly left people to die? Huh? You think she's gonna sleep with you again after that?
I think my dragon girlfriend's not really focused on. If when I meet my dragonborn girlfriend and she's focused on that, we're missing the point.
She's your
Quite.
girlfriend.
That's not what we do. She's not even my girlfriend.
Also,
She
We're not
pretty
even
much
exclusive
is.
like that.
It's like
I
I
haven't
didn't
seen
say
her
you were
since.
exclusive. I said
I
you're
haven't s-
girlfriends.
okay,
I didn't
pause.
say you were exclusive.
Pause.
I haven't
pause
seen
here.
her for like 2. Anyway,
Pause.
yes.
Just
yes.
comes up as like, yo, we're breaking up because you didn't pick a quest you didn't think you were capable of completing.
God forbid.
Do you know why you don't see your dragon girlfriend? Because she's out there taking quests that could save people, unlike some.
Okay, we can
Turns
go
out
do
it
that
only
one
takes
if you
bandit
want
quests.
to do it. I'm just saying we're homeowners. And we
I
need
think
to...
Turns
okay. I think
Only
Fat
bandit
Bear should get a
quests,
vote.
Assassinations.
Yeah, let Fat Bear choose.
Absolutely, let Fat Bear.
Oh,
Also,
Lord.
I don't really care which one we do. I just like being mean to you.
I know. I've met you.
Also,
ever.
Tara hasn't
he has-
spoken to any of these.
I think you have sound logic on the
I'm not.
Taylor break. Not necessarily the biggest fan of the Misted Forest, but it's between the two of those for me personally.
Fat Bear
And
says
they
Misted
list-
Forest.
Yeah.
So let's go Misted Forest.
Thank you, Fat Bear.
Cryptid time.
Yeah.
Cryptid.
Sounds spooky.
Okay.
Oh what?
This is gonna be fun.
Dia Morelli will take another spooky one.
Oh. Also.
Yes.
Never mind. Well, I'd like to stick back for a sec with the rest of the party leaves to ask about I believe it was a necklace I found.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. You're showing that to Dia and Marilli?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The quest before last.
Yeah?
The magic items.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
What's up?
when we killed him, his body turned to ash, but this was left behind, and I didn't want to worry the others with it. Do you know what it is?
They both take a look at it. Marilli speaks up first. I've never... I mean, it's a necklace. I don't recognize it specifically. Dia kind of chimes in. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, personal heirloom? Just fireproof
Everything else on him
necklace?
is gone, though.
Oh,
Like tools, clothes, everything except this.
I'm not really sure.
See you in a sec. Fat
My
bear.
mouse. My dear, you're on my mouse. Okay.
It's a cat.
I just
Uh,
remembered that we never picked up on on Lionel's sister while we were in there.
We thought it was weird.
Yeah.
If not, that's fine.
I
Just curious.
neither of us know. If you want, we can take it and kind of look into it for you, but we can't promise any results.
That would be appreciated.
Okay. Dia will take it from you if you don't resist. She kind of puts it underneath the table, and writes something down, and puts a note with it.
All right. And then I'll catch up with the rest of the party. And Misted Forest. Time for the return trip.
Okay. As we
I don't
start,
think I
you
have any
were
local legends.
what?
I was saying I don't think I have any local legends for that.
Not for the Misted Forest, you don't. Typically,
We're
the
going to
local
be-
legends are about the place that you're from,
Gosh darn it.
or places that you
That's
have
right.
visited for a long time.
I heard forest and I'm sleep deprived.
You said that the thing in the mine was on the west side? Or was it the east side? I already forgot.
So okay. So the city that you're from is in the east side of the Misted Forest, which is where most of those villages are, because they tend to avoid
Avoid
the west
as the
side
thing
because of the
sheep town.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. I was just checking.
Okay, so as you start your journey northward, I think this is a goodest place as ever to go ahead and take a 10-15 minute break. I know I'm gonna go get ice cream, but yeah. I know Fat Bear said he would be right back. Anyone else in chat, if you're there, we will be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Need a pee break and to get ice cream. So thank you all for watching, and we will be back in a bit. conversation
I mean,
about
yeah.
analog AI.
But, mate, look.
Also, am I the only
can
one who
still
likes Zappa
interface.
Toscano? Genuine question.
I don't even know what you
Still interface
said.
with computers far faster than a human could, but at the same time, it wouldn't have like a direct. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be as direct. It would still be slower than if it was a pure digital system.
Yay, we're back. Yeah.
Or maybe
They're
not.
discussing AIs, and so I figured it might be interesting to put it on Twitch.
All I'm saying is the hardware is not correct.
And I'm
Not-
saying that our robot overlords can't reign fast enough if they can't plug into some freaking Ethernet.
My
The
nipple
closest
down.
thing to an analog computer we have are quantum computers.
Yeah, that's still technically not.
Well, okay. So they're technically analog because it's not just 0 and 1. There's variants, although they are often treated as digital computers.
I mean, if we're going with that, then a normal computer does too, because it's just capacitors and the charges aren't 100 to nothing the whole time. Like, the charge varies, and then you gotta
You can't
recharge
work
the
that.
cells,
It's
and then
chocolate.
the charge starts to
That-
drain. You recharge the cells. And it's basically
Quantum
if
computers
it's
do
above a
work
certain percentage-
differently than that.
I know
but
they work
yeah.
differently. I'm just saying though, like if we're talking about that, then technically
Yeah.
normal computers are also analog, but that's not what we're saying.
Okay. So, getting back
Into
into
next
D&D.
week's session on a magnetic
Good
tape
night.
recorder.
Okay, so as you begin your journey northward towards the Misted Forest, well, first of all, is there anything that y'all would like to do before you go? Any spell components you want to buy? Any roleplay you want to do? Any dyes you want to pick up so that you can camouflage the Stella in the forest?
I think I have all the spell components I need.
Really? Y'all are level 5, right?
Maybe.
Possibly buy
Yes.
like
I mean,
some more.
Yeah, we're level 5.
Could I buy like some new knives or something?
I mean, if you want to spend money on knives that are statistically the same as yours.
Well, I just want more.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let's see. How much is a dagger?
Don't eat that book. I need that book.
Okay, daggers
By
are
the way-
2 gold pieces each. You can buy however many you want.
I think I don't want more daggers. I think I want more kunai. Which is
Oh,
technically a
wait.
dart.
Oh, they were darts. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't
The soup-
remember.
Oh,
Those will be
those
those will be definitely a little harder to come by, as those are kind of a regional variant of the dart.
Yeah, there'll probably be more, you know.
You can find darts.
Darts, I want kunais.
Well, either you can travel to the steppe desert and find them there, or you can
The steppe
pay
desert.
1 gold each, as compared to 5 copper pieces per dart.
Okay, fine. I'm just not gonna buy anything.
Okay.
These are rich.
Oh, you know what? I do want one thing.
What?
Can I find? Who ended up with the chainmail? I ended up with it. Why am I not
Not
wearing
me.
it? Never mind.
I'm gonna change y'all's character sheets to freaking Underdark mode because I am getting flashbanged every time.
That's what mine's on.
Yeah, no one else did that, and I
Oh yeah.
hate it.
Can I?
I
find
cannot look at a
some-
bright
Oh.
sheet.
My
Can I find some
gosh.
chainmail that like actually helps me boost my armor class other than this elven chain? And maybe I can like, I don't know, trade it in for better. I don't know.
I don't think so. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think that armor exists.
Well, that's
I
dumb.
know dark mode is the thing. I have no idea how that works, and probably.
You click the manage button next to your name, the change sheet appearance, and then there's Underdark mode. You can also change your backdrop to be something darker that isn't just a blank white
No,
screen
I've changed
that
the
flashbangs me.
backdrop before. before another character sheet. I
I
just
think
forgot
you
where
should
I
go
Changing
away.
mine.
Underdark
Cool.
mode even has this big slider that says Underdark mode with a picture on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually the easiest thing to find in there.
to a hop.
You're
So-
so pretentious.
I'm actually. Stella, you want to buy any, spell components? Oh, wait, you don't have access to 3rd level spells yet. I thought you had access to Revivify.
I shouldn't need like several seeds of a Moodin seed plant and a
Yeah,
piece of
just
pale
saying.
opalescent feldspar.
I gotta
Right.
say, mine,
As-
gotta say
Usually.
mine.
What?
That's a terrifying question you just asked me.
I know. Usually what I'm talking about is like if a spell says that the spell consumes. So
Yeah.
stuff like, I believe Identify takes a pearl worth 100 gold. Revivify takes a diamond or diamonds worth 300 gold.
Second red flag.
Greater Restoration requires diamonds worth... It's either one diamond worth like 100 or it's like diamonds worth 500. I don't remember. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
The ones where it's like, oh, it takes a leaf of sumac. You have a spell focus or a casting focus that takes the place of that. The only ones that it cannot take the place of are ones that say, like, which the spell consumes. That's what you gotta look out for. I'm trying to think if you have literally any that you need.
At the moment, no.
Yeah. All of the ones that you currently have do not require spell components. The big ones that I always, I want to push for is something like Revivify, because that is a spell that can change the outcome of things very easily, but you have to prepare for it.
Yeah.
So, how do I boost my AC?
You get higher dex.
Yeah.
The only way, there's nothing like I can buy.
Oh, you could get a shield if you don't have proficiency in shields. Rogues don't have super high AC. You could get studded leather armor, which would give you a 17 AC. But the better way for you is going to be looking into stuff like Ring of Protection or like magically enchanted armor rather than just basic armor.
I have magic. Well, I think it's magically enchanted. I
Your
have the
armor
elven thing,
is...
but it doesn't help.
The elven armor is... Okay. So it is enchanted, but you need to look for light armor. Elven chain is medium armor.
Okay.
But you're gonna do better with light armor because light armor does not take away from your dex at all. Medium armor takes away from your dex. Heavy armor takes away your dex entirely when it comes to your AC. Did everyone click long rest?
Yes.
I know someone didn't, and I'm staring at them, but they're not paying attention.
It's not me, I did it.
No,
You're
never
at,
could
you
it
are
be.
at 29 hit points.
I clicked long rest and it didn't, and
You did not
I
confirm it
clicked it.
then.
Did you confirm it? Because it times out if you don't.
I guess not.
Side
Thought I
note, the soup
did.
I sent is in chat is the one I want to bring if we play in person, if everyone's okay with that.
I mean, you're down. Like, I don't care what you bring. I can't promise that I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, he's
I'm
not gonna
super
eat it.
picky.
That looks, yeah, just good soup.
So I have to kill you, is what I'm hearing.
Well, I'm also picky on, because of allergies. So much
Baby, I
stuff.
promise you, you're
Putting
not allergic
pineapple
to
in
that. You're not allergic to that.
Okay,
soup
well, I don't
whatsoever.
know. I'm just saying, like, that's one reason that I am picky is because so much stuff has coconut oil in it that I just... I'm... Unless I can... I don't know. It's just made me pickier. But on
I
your way
understand.
north, If no one needs to pick up anything or do anything else, who would like to lead the first leg of the journey?
Checking my survival bonus. I'll do it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Alright, I should not have done it. With my modifier, that's a 5. I have a +3. I rolled a 2.
You don't notice anything.
You get like an hour north of your like new house, and you all see Greg is like very confidently leading the pack with his like bright pink hand knitted mittens, and he's just like slowly
And he's
swerving
already
west.
bright green. Yeah.
He at this point he's going northwest and continually like slowly curving. But you all pick up on this and are able to correct, but you do lose a little bit of travel time.
Just a little bit.
Give me just a second. I'm gonna pull out a notebook.
It's a good day to be honest about my rolls because the image of me with my little gloves makes it a little bit better.
Okay. So for the second day of the journey, who would like to go?
I'll do
Oh.
it again if y'all don't
was
speak
gonna
up.
say,
You
I'll
better
give it
speak
a-
up.
I'm speaking at the moment.
I'm not the greatest for survival checks. So.
I'll go ahead.
Apparently me
Alright.
neither. Even though I've got a +3.
Oh, that's massive.
What do you?
What's
Y'all
I
are-
massive?
have.
The pin that I just put on the thing, on the map,
Okay.
it's right here.
I got it. 10.
A 10? Okay, you definitely make progress. You get out of the thicker part of the forest, and you're kind of able to go around the west side of some of the Forged Mountains, kind of settling in for the night in this valley. So decent progress. It was an amazingly fast day, but it wasn't awful. Say like the rain kind of starts coming in and it kind of slows you down for the day, but it's not anything
Could you
awful.
put our
It doesn't
apiary
give
on
you-
the map?
It's like here,
But can you put it on the map?
maybe. So for the third day of the journey, who would like to take point?
I suppose I will.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival.
Yes, we're getting close. 25.
25. You make
Yep.
great progress. You know the Misted Forest well, so when you start to hit it, which way would you like to go?
Well, we are supposed to be on the west side. We are, in fact, on the west side. So, I guess we start looking for what we want.
Okay. So
Not re-
you kind of get into the Misted Forest. You have probably 2, maybe 3 hours before sunset, before it starts to get darker. With that being said, I will actually show you a picture of kind of some of the Misted Forest. This isn't specifically where you are, but it's to try to give you, you know, like a general vibe of it.
Realizing now we got no information on where they were last seen.
just the west.
I am but a fool.
Also, I hope you'll get along with the dogs.
So
Nope.
this is the type of like forest
As a
that you're
blurry.
in. What?
AI generated image. Once
Um,
again.
Zoom out.
So there's kind of like a thick mist or fog that sets in that limits your vision to maybe, you know, 60 to 120 feet in good lighting, with these tall curving trees just covering the floor. This image specifically is from an orcish village, so you don't have stuff like some of these buildings, but this is kind of the general vibe of the area, where even, you know, on a clear day at noon, you can't see the sun as because of all of the mist and the fog that just permeates this entire area. With that being said, Stella got you into the forest, but if anyone would like to offer up any kind of way to attempt to track these people, this will be a skill challenge. So each of you can come up with creative ways to try to track this hunting party, adventuring party, and then whatever you...
Can we go back to the other map, please?
You want to go back to this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Be creative in how you want to try to track these people down. Your different ideas will inspire different types of roles. You need to get a certain amount of successes before you get a certain amount of failures.
Like Big Man.
Kinda.
Well, we are in a forest. It's not the most creative thing in the world, but I could and would like to cast Speak with Animals. Ideally, if I could see any kind of like large bird that has like a larger amount of territory, a hawk or something like that.
I would say there are like kind of decent sized, like they're more of like vultures in this area. They seem to be more scavenger type creatures.
Right.
But you're able to find some if you want to go ahead and cast Speak with Animals. Can you do that as a ritual, or do you have to expend the spell slot for that?
I believe I can do it as a ritual. Let me see.
Yep, Speak with Animals, so it'll take 10 minutes to cast, but you can do that and then venture over towards a group of vultures if you would like.
Mhm.
What
Something like
exactly is it?
circling over something dead on the ground or something.
What exactly did the quest board say about this place again?
It said that there was a missing adventuring party in the western side of the forest.
No other information.
Y'all didn't ask any questions.
Yeah, we're dumb. Can't be
Oh
helped.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I am asking some locals, so.
Yeah, so you see a group of vultures kind of circling in the air, and you see one that's kind of on the ground currently eating at some animal carcass. You can give me a nature check if you want to try to guess what it is, but it's pretty
why
gross
not?
at this point.
Okay, gonna be.
Can barely hear Stella.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
Stella's
not talking.
decently.
14.
A 14?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty mangled. It's a four-legged hoof animal. Not too dissimilar from like a deer, but it doesn't look
You were saying
like.
Fat Bear said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you were just being quiet, but
I might have been.
know.
Maybe.
But it definitely it's not like a white-tailed deer that you would find in North America. It's kind of a darker furred color. You can see almost like stripes through what fur still is there, with this kind of antlers that do branch like deer antlers, but they're very like almost like flattened back. And they kind of sprawl out before they almost like, some of them almost look like they might connect like to each other in the back, but most of the skin is missing. You see lots of exposed bones, and it is just a visceral sight to behold.
Right.
But you cast
We're not-
Speak with Animals.
Okay, so we're to the talking point.
I mean, yeah, you can
Might just
approach
break
the
that.
vulture if you would like. You see it currently just
Absolutely.
gnashing down on this, what's left of it.
Hello, dear. Do you mind if I inquire something of you?
It kind of like, you come up like almost behind it and to its left a little bit, and it kind of like circles the meat a little bit and kind of like looks up and goes, "Yes."
Sorry, I don't mean to disturb your meal. However, I am looking for someone, particularly someone you may have snacked on. Well, a couple people, I do believe. Some adventurers, people similar to us, came into these woods and lost their way. It wouldn't have been too long ago, I don't believe. Probably within the last week. Have you seen anyone that just looks like they're lost trying to camp out potentially?
Give me a persuasion check.
That's the mod. Hold on. 7.
Can Greg
7.
try to intimidate the bird?
Yeah.
I will say, because this is a skill challenge, no. Everyone will have their opportunity to contribute. But that is one failure. As it kind of looks at you and just, don't think so, sorry. And it kind of like backs up a little defensively.
Wolf disappeared.
It's
Not surprised in the slightest.
it's not to take your meal or anything. We just need to know where they are.
It doesn't give an answer, it's just staring up at you.
Can I start on
I
speak
can't-
with animals while they're doing this?
Can you ritual
I can't-
cast that?
Yeah.
Oh, you
It's
just...
part of the bear totem at level 3.
Oh, yeah, you can start casting it. I will say,
Okay.
when it comes to, like, skill challenges like this, so a persuasion check was already rolled. Rolling a second persuasion check, it is possible, but it will have a higher DC. You want to try to vary what checks you're making.
Am
Oh
I
no,
allowed
I just want to
to
try to intimidate it. But I want to be able to talk to it while I'm doing it.
Sure, you can start casting it. It'll take you 10 minutes, but...
Yeah,
Even
I
if
want to
you
give
do-
Tavala time to finish her conversation, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm next.
Can I cast Charm Person on a vulture?
A vulture is not a person.
I'm offended by that. I
This
am a bird
vulture
person.
is not a person.
Fair enough. He is kind
Um,
of an asshole.
Fair.
Plus, Charm Person specifically only works on humanoids. I believe there is one that deals with, like, beasts, which would be, like, the bird, but Charm Person is not the correct spell for that.
All right. Could I don't want to waste this, but I could wild shape into a wolf. I'm assuming that would be fine.
I mean, yeah, you can.
The initial thought is to try to intimidate the vulture, kind of like worry it, because he didn't answer me, but also I think I'll have like increased smell. I
Okay.
could try to sense.
Well, I will say Greg was going to try to intimidate, so why don't we let Greg intimidate, and then you can use, like, Wolf's smelling abilities, if you would
That's
like. So, Greg, you finish casting. Do you still have the mittens on?
No.
No?
Here.
Oh.
No.
It's an important question. Okay, what do you say to intimidate the vulture?
Do I have to say?
I mean, are you just
Listen.
walking up menacingly? Nope.
I was going to stare at the vulture dead in the eyes and then lunge for the food while screaming because grung do just eat raw meat.
Fair enough.
So that does no harm to
Give me an
so I was
intimidation
essentially-
check.
I was essentially going to stare at it, croak at it, and then launch for the food.
Give me an intimidation check.
This better be good.
I love the idea
What's
of
my modifier?
I love the idea of casting speak with animals to not say a word.
I got 21. No, I want it to understand, and I want to understand. I got a 21.
Okay. You see, as soon as you lunge, it kind of flies back and goes. Fine. Give me back my meal. and I'll
Tell
tell
me
you where.
first.
To the east of here.
And he's gonna go, thank you, and just set it down again.
They're dead or alive.
Oh, wait, yeah, are they dead? And I, like, put my hand back over it.
Last time I saw them, they were fine.
Thank you. And
It
I,
kind of
like,
like
leave.
goes back down, and you see it like start dragging the body over some roots to try to get away from you all. So that is one failure
Grinch
and
just,
one
like, licking
success.
his lips.
Tara, how would you like to help in this skill challenge?
So,
I keep making tiny, intimidating characters, and it's so good.
I'm not entirely sure how this would specifically work, having not known the other people. I had an idea, but this idea may not work at all.
Run it by us.
My idea was to, so I'm gonna read this real quick so I can like help myself understand. Illusory script. You write on parchment, paper, or some other suitable writing material and imbue it with a potent illusion that lasts for the duration. To you and any creatures you designate when you cast the spell, the writing appears normal, written in your hand, and conveys whatever meaning you intended when you wrote the text. To all others, the writing appears as if it were, my brain just stopped working.
Yeah. I mean,
As if-
I know the spell.
I know, I told you, let me read it out
Okay.
loud. To all others, the writing appears as if it were written in an unknown or magical script that is unintelligible. Alternatively, you can cause the writing to appear to be an entirely different message written in a different hand and language, though the language must be known to you. And then a creature with true sight can read it. So, my plan was to cast illusory script on some parchment pieces, like little torn up pieces of parchment that specifically like have a note saying, hey, we're with this guild and we are a rescue party trying to find you. I would then like to cast Minor Illusion to turn these scraps of paper that only the people we're looking for can read into little paper butterflies. And then send them as far out
Okay,
as I can.
So they would look like paper butterflies, but they would not work like paper butterflies because minor illusion is an illusion.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm gonna basically make little,
We're here for you notes.
yeah, but they're gonna be like, basically, like paper airplanes, and I'm gonna like throw them. But my minor illusion makes them look like little.
I mean,
So-
how are you getting that distance?
Yeah, because the paper would only go as far as like a normal paper airplane would go.
Okay, I understand.
Hello, Stella. To catch you up, there's one failure and one success in the skill challenge. You know that they are currently, they were last seen somewhere east of you.
My only other idea was to use thaumaturgy to basically like throw my whispers.
Don't you have a little familiar you could help track with, possibly?
Well, we don't have anything that's theirs. So
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, smell for blood, smell for iron.
that's true.
That's what I was gonna do if I wild shaped.
The issue is I'm trying to avoid having to use my really, really bad skills. Which
Well, do keep
include-
in mind that your fox's perception is different from yours. Like, your fox
Where-
has advantage on perception and has a +4, as compared to your straight roll of +2.
Okay.
It's under
Um,
extras, you can see all of its things.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that. We will send my fox to go looking
Okay.
for them.
Go ahead and roll with advantage, perception. It's perception, so.
D20
Mm-hmm.
with advantage.
+4.
14, 18.
An 18.
Good.
Nice. That is a second success. So you kind of are talking with your fox with that telepathic bond that you share, and you see it runs off into the forest for a little bit while they're dealing with the vulture, and then you get a ping to your east. It seems to smell like a human scent.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay.
It appears that it is east to you, but also a little bit south. Seems like it's closer to the base of the mountains.
Okay.
Okay. So, Stella, how would you like to contribute to the skill challenge? You're muted. Can barely
I
hear
was
Stella.
thinking- I was thinking about that, but I'm not sure. Technically speaking, with a short rest, I could swap my spells out and then cast augury, but that's not going to be helpful right now.
I mean, you can, because you are running into, like, nighttime now. So,
Which is,
you could make camp and continue your search the next day.
the thing is, though, is the longer we wait, the more likely they are to be dead.
That is
It's
true.
fair.
No. Would I? Here's a question. Oh wait, you said they're towards the mountains.
Yeah, they're
Interesting.
here. Let me pull you over to this map so that I can actually show you specifically where you're starting to get, like, pings from. So you know that they are to your east and a little south. So it's going to be like this general area.
Gotcha. If I could, I would like to go over there and see if I can just try tracking them based off of.
Okay. Moving the party over. Go ahead and to track them, roll me a survival check.
A 16.
A 16. You do find some. There's not a lot, but you do find some evidence of an adventuring party. You see fresh scratches through some of the trees. You see a recently knocked down tree, and you find, while they're not very deep or very obvious, you do manage to find like a small footprint in what mud is around. It looks like other footprints have kind of been rained away or something along that, but at least one has saved. So that is a third success. And you do see that they are heading, like, the footprints that you do find are heading in a more southward direction. It looks like towards the mountains. But at this point you are running into darkness. So you can either continue looking through the darkness, or you can take a short rest and try again in the morning. What would y'all like to do?
Looking through darkness won't affect me too heavily.
I'm not. Yeah.
And it's not like we've really expended a lot of anything.
Have dark vision, right? Where do I look at features and traits?
It would be on nope, not in features and traits. It would be under senses on the left, next to your yeah, you have dark vision 60 feet. It's under like your passive perception.
Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah. I'm fine looking at night, and so is my fox. So is anyone like not good to look at night? Honestly, I would prefer to look at night because if we have to start slinking around something, that's like I like the dark and shadows. We already know this.
Yeah,
I
it could be
have
advantageous.
vision as well for 60 feet, which isn't the greatest in the world, but it's not gonna affect us too much unless something tries sneaking up on us.
Which is possible. We are in the woods, but I mean,
Wolf, do you have a blind sight?
I do not. I have dark vision.
I was asking because it specifies creatures with, like, oozes.
Oh yeah, I'm fairly certain they did that for balance reasons, because I think it's supposed to behave the same as blind sight, but then they're like, we also don't want you.
Yeah, blind sight is too powerful
Blind sight
just
kind
to
of-
give you outright. So they're like, you have blind sight.
But not
Okay.
really.
Yeah. Because she also doesn't
was
have
just asking.
eyes, but you know.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
point. Like, listed. It's like they don't have eyes, so they get blind sight.
Blind sight,
Ooh.
yeah. But then, like, I'm fairly certain it's pseudo blind sight, I guess,
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it, I think.
because they didn't want to give the race just straight up blind sight. Because
Yeah.
it was like dark vision 60 feet or blind sight 10 feet. It'd probably be like the only ways I can see that being is balanced, and no, everyone would probably prefer the dark vision 60 over 10.
Greg, would you be okay?
I don't have blind sight. I don't have dark vision.
Stella, make
I
me a
don't even
nature
think I
check
have
real
a
quick.
torch.
Nature check?
This is not for the skill challenge.
16.
A 16. When you were tracking them, you notice that some of the evidence that you find, like scratches in trees, a knocked over tree, footprints, much of the evidence is, you know, not customary, that's not the right word. It is evidence for, you know, humanoid people being in the area, you know, swords, axes, stuff to help them defend in this area. But you do find, curiously, some of the scratches in the trees are much larger than you would expect for, you know, someone trying to get through some heavy brush.
I could bring out a torch, because I have a torch and a tinderbox.
You
think we
do,
should-
but that would put a target on our backs.
I think we should bunker down
Yeah.
for the night.
Yeah. Yeah, bunker down.
I seem to be noticing something large is living in this area. And I also don't feel comfortable near the mountains.
Well,
And also,
it-
Greg can't see. Greg thinks it'd be fun to go to bed tonight and not get eaten.
Greg could get on any one of our shoulders and be safe, though.
And Greg would see nothing.
You would also be, like, perma poisoned.
Not if they have
Yeah.
clothes.
I'm wearing a loincloth. I'm a frog.
Um,
I'm an angry little frog,
Well-
and I'm wearing a rag I found in the swamp. It will not protect
unfortunately,
you.
if you're afraid of the mountains, it seems that at the base of the mountain may be where my fox is picking up the scents of some humans.
I
I
know.
mean, that's fine, but if there is, as Stella says, something large in the forest, we don't necessarily want to be trumping around during its hunting time.
And
I mean,
if we do, if
fair.
it is hunting time, it's better that hunting time be day when we're marching around, because then it's easier
This
to
would
see
be-
it coming.
It would have a heavy advantage of us being in its territory.
Greg still thinks we should have nap time.
I agree. Let's rest.
Did
Okay.
you know Greg is a one-bite meal for some things?
Hey.
Jump.
I'm aware, dear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
would
you
say
make a
I'm more of
small
a
fire. You all gather around it. Are you all going to sleep, or are you going to take some watches?
I'll
out here
definitely
in the
take first watch.
forest? Okay, go ahead and
Do
give
we
me
want to
a...
roll for taking watch turns?
Oh, we can.
Also,
Is
mean-
it lower or higher?
You all get a watch. It just depends on who
No,
wants
but
to
I
take
meant
which
for
one.
taking turns, like just
Oh,
order-wise.
sure. Everyone
Also,
roll
swap.
initiative.
I'm gonna swap the locate object for augury
16.
I need
during
to
this rest.
step away for a second. I will be right back.
Okay, well, you're not taking the first watch.
16.
That is okay. That's fine. I
Okay.
just need to step away for sure.
What did
Wolf
the rest of you roll?
Are
I'm
we
at
adding initiative
16.
bonus?
Sure, why not?
If it's
21.
with
Oh,
if
wait.
it's with the initiative bonus, because I've got I think a 7 to initiative. No, I've got a 7 to fucking hit. I've got a 3 to initiative. I've got a 19.
Initiative.
Initiative. What's my initiative? What'd you make, Wolf?
What am I rolling?
Initiative.
Just
Roll
roll.
initiative.
Initiative.
Yeah, for
Interesting.
guard duty.
21.
Alright, well,
2 21s.
and a 19.
21.
I can take the first one if you want, bud.
Dr. Fat Bear rolled a nat 20.
Sure. Yo, Fat Bear. Let's go.
Fat
Fat Bear
Bear
takes the
wins
first
again.
watch. Everyone goes to sleep and dies in their sleep. As Fat Bear
What?
is not a character.
Canon.
Sad.
Luckily,
Right.
there was.
Fat Bear is not a character because he is a deity.
I'm gonna
We
put Dr.
notice a
Fat Bear as a
like
deity.
10 feet away, and we go, he's got this, and we all go to bed, and
It's-
he mauls us to death.
Yeah,
Look,
Dr.
It's
Fat Bear just
resurrection of
murders
Paradise JPEG.
everyone.
Maya, do you remember that subclass I was talking about yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Active
who's going
chat.
first, Tuvala or Stella?
Shivala.
Tuvala goes first? Okay, roll perception.
Mm.
Hee. That is a 12.
Okay.
We're doing
This
so good, guys.
is, it's not the most comfortable place to be in. Even during the day, your vision is limited. The air here is thick. It's kind of you feel like something is watching you, or just like you feel like something is breathing down your neck, but it's just like the pure like humidity and fog in the air. It's just all encompassing, and while you see nothing approach your small campfire on your watch, you do hear creatures of the night kind of off in the distance. You hear branches snap, you hear scampering through mud or across fallen leaves, but your watch is relatively uneventful, other than just being creepy as heck. I believe
I'd like you to know.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have a +9 to perception, so I rolled a 3. By the way, Mr. Grum.
Oh.
So
Side note, I'm gonna say that when Greg went to go to bed, he was like, "Knock if you need me." Held the pot upside down over his head and just that way he's
Amazing.
encased in it.
So you're
because
all
stuff's
camping
making
in
noise.
mud.
Stuff's making noise. Greg's making a house.
Amazing.
that's the motto.
Stella, if you would like to give me a perception check for your watch.
Mobile
I'm
home
glad
shit.
to give a perception check. That is an 11. That is a really bad roll.
Okay. Pretty much as the same thing. You can hear things throughout the night, off in the distance, and you still have that eerie feeling of, something being close to you but still out of sight. But nothing attacks through the night, so that's something.
Who's
So
next
nice.
on shift?
Greg.
Me, because Tara died.
Can I give guidance to Greg?
I mean, you would have to wake up.
You would have to wake up.
And
shoot,
I would
yeah.
say no for the reason of the perception check is for an hour, and guidance only lasts for a minute.
I'm gonna go
So I'm
over.
rolling perception.
Greg's in the pot, right?
Yeah, Greg is in the pot.
Yeah,
upside
you've
down.
got to knock on the pot.
I'm gonna go over, like, try to lift the pot off of Greg. Fail miserably because I have a -3 in strength. And
Not
eventually,
politely.
Eventually, I'll go to knock, but then like it'll just sploosh, and I'm like, pull out like a dagger
Just
and like
throw
dunk
a
the back
rock.
of it on it, and then just put the dagger up. Your shift.
Greg's gonna like the pot rolls over and kind of like sways for a second and steadies before he stands up and steps out.
Water is now everywhere.
Yeah,
You dampen the embers of the fire.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
not
find
that
it.
close to it. I know better. Do
I'm
I
gonna
look
go-
like I'm trying to be bold frog legs?
If
Is
you
that what I
want
look
to.
like to you?
The pot is ever so slightly close to the fire, and the water inside your home is just boiling.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna get some rest. I'm
Greg's
gonna.
on it.
Okay,
Greg's on
Greg.
it.
Go ahead and give
He's gonna
me
be like-
a perception check.
I'm gonna say to Stella as she's going to sleep, you can hear my little feet flapping away, especially since I'm in a wet spot now.
Number
like,
15.
"We've got this."
Perception check.
Number
We've got this. I am not scared.
Top 10
Greg is a
perception
strong
checks
frog.
without dark
If you
vision.
need anything, feel free to wake me. And I'm gonna grab my pillowcase and get in it, and then after I find a dry spot.
What's
The
my
little
Yes.
frog croaking
Dr.
in
Fat
the
Bear said yummy.
Yum. Who's ready for a 9? With my modifier.
Frog slime stew.
A 9?
It's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
not
miss
done
Greg.
well during
I'm gonna
these
miss Greg.
checks.
See, that's a roll for initiative kinda low.
I know.
Oh gosh.
So, Greg, I mean, you don't have dark vision. You can only see as far as the light from the fire shows you.
Fair enough.
But peering out into the darkness, this area isn't as bad for you as you're used to a more humid environment. The fog is, not as comfortable, but the humidity here is great for you. It's wonderful
Yep.
for your skin. But that being said, you can hear something in the night. You can hear branches cracking. You hear them get closer for a minute, and then they kind of stop. And then for just a split second, you hear a roar start to come up, and then it just goes silent.
That's creepy.
Okay.
I'm gonna go poke Stella.
Why can we hear
I was gonna
ourselves?
ask it.
Huh?
Man.
I can hear myself
Wait.
again.
Elf did just come back.
Tara,
Hey Stella.
Sorry, I unplugged
Stella,
my
you said if I needed
thing when I sat
anything.
down. What's up? What happened?
Greg
Greg
saw.
needs
Greg
something.
heard something in their watch, so they are currently waking up Stella.
You
You'll-
said if I
you'll
needed
see.
anything, and Greg needs something.
You'll see a bit of ooze come out the end of the top of the pillowcase, and a head will slowly form. What is it?
Something yelled at
So
me.
creepy.
I
Yell?
can't see in the dark, and something yelled at me, and it
Okay.
was loud.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute. I'm gonna
One of
get
y'all
up
make
Greg
a
is
light or
amazing.
something.
and okay. What is it you wanted? something
I
yelled?
can't see in the dark, and something yelled at me. So
You
I
point
need
in the
someone-
direction that you heard it from.
Greg
Stella,
can't see it.
give me a perception check.
I can't
Oh
see
boy.
it. And Greg needs help seeing.
25.
A 25. It doesn't take you long, as it wasn't there on your watch. But you go maybe 30 feet from your fire, and it looks like pinned to a tree. You see the large form of like probably 8 foot, 9 foot tall like black bear pinned to a tree with 3 large gashes across its chest, all pouring with blood.
Greg, who cannot see
Greg?
this, is gonna be like, "Did you see it? What's it look like?"
You'll see Stella just struggling to keep shape. It's
I'll get the bird.
well, it's dead. You might want to wake the others.
I'm gonna walk back by the fire, and I'm gonna pick up my pot, and I'm gonna pick up the war pick, because it's got like the hammer side to it, and just, dong!
Okay, Terra and
Which it's
Tuvala
not gonna
both
be
awake.
super loud because it's full of water, but I feel like it'll be startling.
It's
enough
loud
for
enough.
Immediate vicinity.
Sitting in the lowest hanging tree, so I wasn't so far away. Almost falls out. Hops down. What's the matter?
Greg found a spooky.
It's been bit more
Something
than
yelled at me, and now Stella can't talk.
Can I?
I can talk.
You said it looks like it's been pinned to a tree?
Yeah, it looks like it's
Yeah,
like
it's black
pinned to the
bear.
tree. It's like its right arm is like hanging, and like it almost looks like the shoulder is like dislocated. The left arm is currently up. Looks like the elbow was snapped, and it's like hanging over a branch, and that's what's holding it up. And it's leaned up against one of the kind of twisting trees, and you see like large gashes with blood. You only
I
see the
pick
3
up-
gashes across its chest.
Can I pick up a stick out of the fire so I can go see it?
Yes, you can
Because
have a
I
lit
can't
torch.
see. Yeah, just. I'm gonna walk over there while Stella's trying to communicate, and y'all just hear a kind of distant. Oh,
Can I
that's
do-
no good.
Some kind of check to see if I can determine what it is.
What the creature
what
is,
would
or
be-
what attacked it?
Like, what would have made the marks? What would have attacked?
Make a nature check.
I'm gonna walk back to him and be like, "Okay, guys, I saw it. No good."
18.
18. You do not know of a creature that could do this, but given that this is a very big, like, it's not just a black bear from, like, North America. It is, like, you know, a more fantastical version. It's got almost, like, some greens in its fur to help camouflage it in the misted forest. But, I mean, this is a very large, very, like, muscular bear. And something this big with one visible gash, like, one visible, like, strike, as these 3 gashes across the chest do look like one strike, as they are, like, perfectly parallel to each other. And then a broken arm and a dislocated shoulder. It had to have been big.
Right.
And I'll say, like, the gashes do look incredibly deep. But, so whatever it is, it's very strong, has big gold claws, but you do not know of any creatures specifically that would fit this description.
And you just recently heard this sound minutes ago?
Greg started his shift, and I was staring into the darkness, because I forgot to tell you, I can't see in the dark, so I can really only see around the fire. So I was staring at the dark, and something made a lot of noise, and then something yelled at me, and I woke up Stella, and she went and saw it, and then I woke up y'all, and I went and saw it, and it was no good, and now we're here.
As a quick point of clarification, the roar that you heard, now seeing a dead bear, it did sound like a bear roar. It didn't sound like something you didn't recognize, but it was abruptly cut short. It's like r/perfectly cut screams, except terrifying.
Oh my god. So it sounded almost like something was in this thing's territory and it took it down. My current hypothesis being the bear was trying to get us, but this thing got it first.
Yeah, and y'all are about 20, 25 feet away from your fire at this point. Kind of investigating. It is slightly north of you, like just north of your camp by about 30 feet.
Well, we definitely don't want to just go back to sleep. We could potentially just try and take watches again. See if anything else happens.
Yep. I still cannot see in the dark, so perhaps. And
Right.
maybe may Greg suggest someone who can see in the dark?
I will take the next watch.
You are the only person left, so I would suggest it.
Okay.
I'll stay up for 11 minutes with her because I like to ritual cast augury.
Okay. As you are all discussing the plans, just kind of in your peripheral vision, you see as your small campfire suddenly gets snuffed out.
Is the one in my hand still fine?
Yeah, the torch in your hand is fine, but having walked away from the campfire, it seems like it went out.
Can we walk back to the campfire? I can use control flames to relight it from Greg's torch.
Also like to
We
use
could also just
thaumaturgy to
relight
make
it with
Greg's
my torch so you don't have to
brighter.
take a spell.
Sure, you cast
Sorry,
a couple
fear kicked
spells,
in.
you light up the campfire again, you make the torch brighter. When you light up the campfire, instead of coming back to what it was, you see as the fire starts to spread to it, both the torch and the campfire turn like a sickly green flame. Instead of kind of the bright orange that it was.
Greg feels unsafe. I miss my pot.
Yes, Greg is perpetually high.
I mean, maybe. He do be poisonous.
Alright,
Green
look,
flame.
you ready for this? I'm going to aim towards where the sounds are and where the green
There
flame
are
is.
no sounds.
Random sounds.
You hear nothing.
No, but the sound. Greg thought he
The
heard
dead
something.
bear?
Oh yeah,
Greg heard
The
the dead
bear
bear.
died. that's
I
good.
shoot the dead bear.
I shoot the bear corpse in the
The
tree.
flames are right next to us.
Yeah.
By God, I'm gonna make sure that bear is dead.
Hmm.
Tivala. For the simple fact of your passive perception being so ridiculously high, you were the only one to notice a very, very, very faint kind of sound of something hitting like a bush, like passing by a bush, kind of behind you and to the right.
Like it sounds like it's actively moving.
Yeah, it sounds like it was moving silently and then it kind of hit its arm on a branch. But it rolled 18 for stealth, so.
Hey, that's so bad. It's so close to my passive.
I know. I rolled awful.
Would I be able to do something like cast Moonbeam to where it sounds like it's going?
You can certainly try.
So what
I-
kind of character should I play next session, guys?
That's what I think I want
Okay,
to do.
so you're casting Moonbeam. Let me
Yes.
just see. Go ahead and give me. What kind of roll would this be? Because you have to try to pinpoint where it is. It's only a 5-foot radius.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5-foot radius. So I will say make a perception check versus its stealth. If you roll good enough, you
Okay.
catch it.
Okay.
I'd also like to. I don't think it's gonna help him with this specifically, but I would like to cast a boldening bond on the 3 of them.
Okay.
What does
So,
that give me? If anything?
Basically, as long as you're within 30 feet of, as long as we're within 30 feet of each other, you get a D4 added to attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws
Okay. I rolled a 19.
A 19.
once per turn.
Okay. So you cast Moonbeam. You all see, almost coming from the sky, you can't see the moon above you, but you know it to be there, as it is the middle of the night. You see this bright beam, about a 10-foot cylinder, come down in the forest, probably about 20 feet behind Tavala. Yeah?
Actually, the perception check is, in fact, an ability check. So
Do you want to add a
D4 to that
D4?
then.
Or. Give me just one sec. D4.
I need help.
Okay, and
3,
that's an extra 3. So
22.
22. It still rolled higher than that
damn.
by a decent bit, as a 22 does not catch its 28 stealth. So you cast Moonbeam, and you all see this bright light kind of shine down, probably 20 feet behind Tavala and to the right. And it's kind of behind a couple of bushes. But you all see, as the Moonbeam comes down, you see like a silhouette stand up in between you and the Moonbeam. So it's using the Moonbeam as like a backlight. But you see this like hunched over figure start to stand tall, and it's probably close to 10 feet tall. Probably like 3 or 4 foot wide shoulders. You see just rather skinny arms, but very like covered in fur. All you see right now is a silhouette, but you see this like smoothed head with these large antlers coming up that actually in some points make like a circle, and they connect to each other over top. And it kind of like cocks its head at you, and you all just hear just even in your head, you don't even hear it out loud, you just hear hello. And that's where we're gonna end the session.
I was gonna say I
was waiting
wave.
on it.
I'm casting Bless as soon as I hear that.
I'm casting piss myself.
Why
I
is this
cast
Sounded like it was trying to
piss.
protect us.
Why does it sound so friendly?
Maybe it is. You don't know what it is.
Try the
Guys,
friendly
guys,
approach. Always
guys.
try the friendly approach.
Guys, don't worry. It's an ambassador sent by Dr. Fat Bear. We're fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm so sorry, Dr. Fat Bear. I killed a bear. What's really
Bear
great
got
is
JPEG
Dr. Fat Bear, as
yesterday.
soon as I said the bear is dead, he said, "No, Kevin," not knowing that I've actually had a bear named Kevin in a previous campaign.
Wait a minute. Okay, more importantly, was that bear.jpg?
That was not bear.jpg. It was a different bear. This bear was actually like, when I said it was like kind of green in some of its fur, it's actually like covered in like moss. That helps,
That picture is so comfortable.
Save
The
and
thing
miss,
I
of course.
sent in Discord is what I thought of immediately when you started describing.
Oh my.
Wait, I haven't seen it yet. Oh yeah,
Oh,
I mean
that
that's
thing.
not. It's not an awful misrepresentation.
That's from the movie Ritual.
It's
thought it was Cabin in the
definitely.
Woods.
No.
I
I've seen
talked
Cabin
my
in the
DM
Woods
into
anyway.
naming a city Kevin's, and everyone in it is named Kevin. That's amazing.
Great.
I love
Excellent.
It sounds like Garyland from Fallout.
I don't
So-
like Fairyland.
that. Thank you so much, Dr. Fat Bear, for the sub and for the support and really sticking with us through this. If you are interested, I know you haven't seen the whole campaign. I know you joined several sessions late. I am, over the course of this week, and this goes for anyone else watching, not just Dr. Fat Bear, over the course of this next week, I have a bunch of uploads scheduled for YouTube. I'm going to be adding a panel to the Twitch to where all of the episodes that we've done so far and future episodes as well will be uploaded to a YouTube channel because Twitch will eventually delete VODs. So those are going to be uploaded there. I will definitely have a link in there next week. I don't have a link for it this week though. So anyone interested, I'm thinking about getting into a couple other things with the YouTube channel. Maybe trying some like shorts or highlights from sessions. I've never done it before, but you know, worth a try. So, but with that, I think we will pick up here next week with some interesting interactions between the party and whatever the frick that is. But yeah, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week. Bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye, chat. Thank you again, Fat Bear.
Adios.